Coach, thank you much. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. Who said the crowds wouldn't embrace football being back in L.A.? You certainly couldn't tell that by what we saw a few moments ago. These folks are pumped up as their Rams get set to do battle with the Miami Dolphins. This will be taken in at the 1. Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They go play action with Gurley. Now Goff. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. In the pocket, chucked it away. Flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field. Have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose a down on the grounding call. Now it's gone. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive.
Cut. 20. Start left here.
They are going for it. Goff steps away to his left. Now he's going to throw deep back over the middle. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. Here's the first carry now for Frank Gore. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. There to make the tackle, Samson Ebukam.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
To throw on 2nd down is Tannehill. On the right side open is Gesicki. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
They'll try and push it in with Gore. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. Frank Gore taking it in. And the Dolphins are going to take a 1st quarter lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And the Rams getting set to go now. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. I'll go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
12.
On second down, here's Goff. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one goes for 24 yards.
Super 66. 12. Starting left here.
On first and 10, Goff. It's caught left side by Cooks. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Dumps it off to Gurley. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up a third down.
Louis.
They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
I wonder if they just kind of outguessed themselves a little bit trying to run it on third down. Probably should have gone to the air to try and pick it up. Instead, the punting unit will have to run on the field.
Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. Well, these Miami Dolphins coming back out here for their next offensive series, and they've lost a couple games in a row, and now 4-4, and all that Brocktober talk, that's kind of come to a screeching halt. Some struggles as of late.
Yeah, and it's made for great headlines. It rolled off the tongue well. But I don't think anyone who's watched NFL football thought that Brocktober would be the full month of excellent play like we'd seen. We knew we'd have some bumps along the way. And the Dolphins, let's face it, they've been one of the tougher teams to figure out this year. They've now lost 4 out of their last 5 after a 3-0 start. This one at home next week against the Jets, Week 9, it's going to tell us a lot about this Miami team and which direction they're going to go.
Now Tannehill, over the middle, it's complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do. And it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So second in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. On the handoff, it's Gore. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Back now with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Dolphins in possession of the football. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. Now a handoff for Gore. They'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
On second down, here's Tannehill. Flush to his right. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down. Throwing on third down, Tannehill. He dumps it off to Drake. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have it.
And he will not get away. He's sacked back around the 3-yard line. Aaron Donald in there to drop him for a loss on the play. He'll get it up the middle. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
3rd and goal is straight. And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. This defense bending but not breaking. It's a gain of 3. It's now 4th and goal. And now the Rams are going to halt things as they want a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Sanders' kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. They took it all the way to the 1, but in the end, opt for 3.
Just doesn't sound right, does it? If you got all the way down to the 1-yard line, isn't that supposed to be a play in the end zone that culminates in a touchdown for your team?
And per usual, it felt like the guys on the sideline wanted to go ahead and go for it.
Of course they did, but of course head coach, it defers back to him, and he made the decision, let's get 3 out of this, make sure we get some points.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there. I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
That one goes for 24 yards. So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Two minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to the City of Angels after this timeout.
Hey, lift! 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 Hey, go down. 40. What's it on? Like 20! 117, 117. Chester! 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 11. 11. Motion, 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 motion. Hey, Shell. Shell. Dula. You got to get the ball, D. Get the ball.
On first down, it's Gurley. And they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Looking this time for Woods, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. They find some open field here. Past the 20. And he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
Oh, no, I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. The Rams offense now making their way out to take over. And last time, decent field position through the pick-6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Line of scrimmage, again, the 25, 2nd and 10.
Dula. DC, DC. Super.
2nd and 10. Goff again. We got a man over the middle. It's Woods. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done. I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
20. Let's go, 12, let's go.
Here's Goff now on second down. Throw complete right side to Cooks. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. On first down, Goff. And just shedding him off there. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. That goes for a gain of 31. Now they got to get to the line quickly.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
Now, before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Todd Gurley standing by his lonesome in the backfield here, second and goal. He's going to get it running right, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, and now it's third and goal. The final shot before break here. Goff. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down. So we've reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Dolphins taking a lead to the locker room. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Now on first down, Drake again. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Well, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have topped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Tannehill with a hook up to Parker for the Dolphin first. Tannehill on the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Now Gore. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Tannehill now to throw. Complete here to the right to Bolden. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
The last completion actually lost a yard, so now they'll need to convert on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Tannehill. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he couldn't